Hello, this is Aline Whiteswan. Welcome to the Mysterious Domain. This is my original channel that I had on YouTube. And I was trying to experiment and get used to being on camera and editing and doing all that. And I had put a couple of movies from my collection up here. I was inspired by Newcastle After Dark to host, some of these films that I like. And I also had tarot readings up there and videos about my tarot deck. And I also wanted to bridge my tarot deck, which is my artwork, to my current art practice and have videos about tarot and art. But my views were all on the movies. Eventually reached a point where I could be monetized. I could not be monetized because the movies don't belong to me. Even though I work on the movies, I wasn't allowed to monetize because I don't have copyright on those films, which makes perfect sense. I'm not angry about it, but I'm in a position in life where I have to have a channel that's going to be monetized. And despite the fact that I had all those tarot readings and those tarot videos on there as well, they weren't getting the views, so I didn't get credit for that stuff on that channel. So I had to split them in two. So this was my original channel, and that one became the Mysterious Domain Movie Palace, where I'm just uploading the movies. And this one, what I've done, because the upload times take so long, I have put all my tarot videos in playlists on this channel. So they're hosted on the other channel, but they're in playlists on this channel. I'm not sure that's ideal. I'm not seeing the kind of crossover that I was hoping for, but I have to put new material on here. And one thing, I have let my tarot deck become dormant over the last almost a year. And the reason for that is I was having a lot of trouble with my printer, and I wasn't happy with the title of the tarot deck. And now this tarot deck started out being the Tarot of the Holy Grail. That's what it was. And when AGMueller in Switzerland was talking, we were negotiating about publishing it, and they were very interested. They wanted to change the name to Whiteswan Tarot back in 2001, I guess it was. They wanted to be Whiteswan Tarot. And I don't know what's wrong with Holy Grail, because that's what everything feeds into the Holy Grail story. And I thought, okay, I guess it's a bad title. I guess maybe Whiteswan Tarot is better. So I changed the rear side of the deck. I put swans on there, and I thought, okay. But what happened was AGMueller at the time went through kind of a tower situation, and everything crashed and burned. My tarot deck is in the Encyclopedia of the Tarot, the Kaplan one, as Holy Grail Tarot. One thing led to another. My tarot deck just didn't get published, and I kept it in a box for a long time. Must have been 15 years or 20 years maybe. And a tarot client saw my artwork, and she commented on it, it was hanging around the house. And I told her about how I had designed this tarot deck. And she's one of these people that collects tarot decks, and she got really excited. And she wanted to see my tarot deck. So I hauled it out, and she talked me into doing a Kickstarter. And I thought, well, I kind of wasn't really in the mood to do that because it's a huge amount of work. I had to put in extra cards. I had to do things anyway. But she didn't like Holy Grail Tarot either. And actually, my friend from London, Simone Salon, had put my tarot deck online as Holy Grail Tarot. So it was online since about 2001 or something like that, when I finished it as Holy Grail Tarot. And so when I did the Kickstarter, my friend said, no, why don't you call it something like Medieval Gothic Tarot? And I thought, because I'll be honest with you, I'm really insecure when it comes to marketing and sales and things. I'm kind of insecure anyway. I'm kind of an insecure person. But anyway, I'm a highly sensitive person, so, nothing ever feels safe to me. So I let her talk me into calling it that on the Kickstarter. and I was never comfortable with it because I thought if I was going to design a medieval Gothic tarot, I would not do it in this style. I would do something more dramatic, more black and white, or more, more Gothic, medieval, right? The Kickstarter didn't fund. I did a poll with people on Kickstarter about the name of the deck. For some reason, it couldn't be Holy Grail Tarot, right? It couldn't be. You weren't allowed to have that as the name of your tarot deck, even though that's what it was. And somehow I ended up with, because of the origin story of my tarot deck and the fact that it came through visions I had with the Tuatha de Danaan, it's not about them and it's not of them, but they brought it to me because there's a link, whether the Irish people want to admit it or not, there is a link between the Tuatha de Danaan and the Arthurian legacy, which is what I put. I put Tuatha de Danaan, Arthurian Legacy Tarot, because I wanted a way to say it's not about the Tuatha de Danaan. If I was going to do a Tuatha de Danaan tarot deck, I would do something completely different. So anyway, the second Kickstarter almost funded. It almost funded, and then it ended before it just needed a little more push in it. Anyway, so I just think this is bringing me bad luck. I really do. I'm a superstitious person. I'm really superstitious, actually. And I can't even recount to you how many problems I've had with the tarot deck. So I just went dormant. I was tired of the problems. I was tired of everything. I don't make very much money from it. I mean, the people who get all the money are the printers. And I know it costs them money to print the deck, but I get $5 a sale or something like that. If I wanted to get more, I would have to make it would be too expensive. I don't want to, make it so pricey that, people can't afford it. Plus they have to pay shipping. And I mean, but I don't make enough money from this project for it to be worth the hassle I was going through. And so I also talked to some people. I said, it really is Holy Grail Tarot, but I got talked out of it by marketers and people. And I had a marketer tell me, don't listen to marketers. Just do what's right for you to do. Now I have all these videos up of Tuatha de Danaan Tarot, but you know what? It's it is a very tough decision to make. It's been a very hard decision to make because people have bought the Tuatha de Danaan Tarot, but it's going to be Holy Grail Tarot. That's what I'm here to say. I'm putting the name back as Holy Grail Tarot. I'm going to rebrand. I'm going to change all the boxes. I'm going to change the book. Now, there will probably still be Tuatha de Danaan out there, but I'm changing everything because I just feel it's brought me bad luck, and it isn't right for the deck. And I'm also thinking I want to change printers. It's going to be a big job to change the printer. If it's anything like what I went through with Make Playing Cards, who has kind of a handy little software program. But I'm looking more at American companies and stuff like that, just to see the difference. I have found that companies from China or like Redbubble is in Australia, their shipping rates are cheaper to Europe and places. So I might leave one up there, but I am going to rebrand the deck. It's going to be Holy Grail Tarot. And I hope people aren't too mad at me. I hope they don't mind. But you know what? Maybe it's more of a collector's item. If you have the old one that gave me bad luck, maybe it's worth more as a collector's item. But once I have this all done, I'm really going to feel more able to promote the deck and make sure people see it and get it out there. Because the way it is now, I just feel really demoralized about it and really kind of wounded about all the unbelievable problems I was having with it. So I hope you all don't mind, and I hope you remember to come here for videos about the tarot deck. I'm working on the major arcana now. You can find the others in the playlist, and also art. I'm going to be making a big portfolio this year, and I will want to share it with you, the process of creating a big portfolio and how I'm dealing with it and all of that. So I hope that interests you. If it does, please come back. And thank you for listening. And like I said, for those of you who have got the Tuatha de Danaan Tarot, I'm really sorry if I change it, but I don't think it makes any difference. You can still read those cards despite whatever overarching title it has. You can still read the cards the same because it doesn't say Tuatha de Danaan on the cards. That's one thing. It doesn't say that on the cards. So you can call it anything you want. You could call it, Go Jump in the Lake Tarot, and nobody would know, right? So anyway, take care. Thank you for listening. And I will be posting regularly this starting in probably the end of the month here in February and March. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.